All right, this is Patrick. I'm here with Bob Log III here outside the Horseshoe. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, cool. So, how many of these helmets and foam receivers have you gone through?
I've only got this one helmet, but I have to change the towel. I have to change the towel every once in a while because it gets old and sweaty and smelly. And one time I got pink eye.
Are you stealing the phones from payphones?
I used to steal phones from payphones until the payphone people figured out what I was up to and put on those metal cords. And even if you cut it off the metal cord, you can't get into the phone thing. You gotta unscrew the thing, and you can't unscrew it on payphones anymore. I don't know why.
What city was that?
Well, Tucson, Arizona was where I probably stole the most payphones. But I bet you, I don't know what the payphones are like here in Toronto, but I'll bet you can't, even if you steal them, you can't use it without breaking it.
So, has performing with girls on your knees ever backfired on you? Or?
Well, it backfires all the time. Sometimes people say, well, blah, blah, doesn't the song sound worse when you're bouncing two big girls on your knee? And the answer is, of course it does. But that's not going to stop me from bouncing people. Okay, in Sweden, a girl is bouncing on my knee, and she's kind of big, and her ass is rubbing against my knob here, and then it's suddenly it's like, my knob's busted from this girl's ass. So the next day I get to the club, and I've only got 5 minutes before this guitar store closes, and I run into it, and I say, hey man, this fat girl last night broke my volume knob with her ass. And the guy's like, let me see your guitar. And he takes my guitar and sniffs the knob. And then fixed it in like 8 minutes. That's backfiring. But he sniffed my knob. I love that guy forever for that. He was a Croatian heavy metal dude.
You can tell by the smell.
Well, I guess he fixed it, whatever happened.
What are the major qualities of Delta blues that have influenced what you're doing right now?
Well, I listen to Mississippi Fred McDowell, is where I learned slide guitar. But I also listen to AC/DC, which is where I learned to turn it up. For me, you take the blues and you turn it into a party. I love Bo Diddley, Screamin' Jay Hawkins. It's kind of the ridiculous shit. And people say, oh, isn't that a novelty act? Like about AC/DC or Bo Diddley or Screamin' Jay Hawkins. And yeah, sure, it makes you smile, but what rock and roll isn't a novelty, man? I don't know about serious rock and roll. I don't know what the hell that is. There's rock and roll, man. You're supposed to make the people dance and go, woo! And that's what Screamin' Jay did, Bo Diddley did, and that's what I'm trying to do, along with having the coolest guitar you ever heard in your fucking life.
What's the weirdest place you've ever had to sleep?
The weirdest place I've ever had to sleep? The first thing that came into my mind is sort of a crack house in Memphis. I had to sleep in the attic. The attic was this girl's attic, strewn with this girl's clothes. And it was like 3 in the morning, and for some reason, me and the guy Bill I was touring with, we just started putting on her clothes, and she was up there in her clothes. And then the next morning I woke up and went outside on the balcony and got locked out of the house in this halter top and some tiny shorts where all these crack addicts are smoking crack down below and looking at me. That probably would be the answer to that question.
Well, can you explain the birth of tit clapping?
Basically, like all my ideas, I panicked. I was playing for 3,000 lesbians in this show, and they were looking at me, and I'm playing guitar, and they're just sitting there, and I'm trying as hard as I can, and no one was doing anything. So I had this great idea that why don't we all just clap our tits along with this song? And I was trying to make it like the hokey pokey, like don't clap your tits yet. Okay, now clap your tits. Okay, now stop clapping your tits. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, do it again now. And of course, nobody did it.
But you have a studio recording with tit clapping, right?
Yeah, I had to make the song, so I made the song. So I had to hire a hooker out of the back of the weekly, and I called like 15 hookers, and everybody said no. I don't want to do that. You're sick. I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, it's just recording. You just smack them together. It's gonna be fun.
It's just a sound.
It's just a sound. But anyway, one girl finally is like, you want me to what? And I said, you come down here. I'm gonna play guitar. You clap your tits. And she's like, I'll be right there. And she came down and she laughed so hard, and you can hear her laughing. She's laughing even more than I am, which is a lot. The whole idea is how do you make people's days better? And if some girl or a big fat man or even skinny people are clapping their tits together, and if your tits are too small, you clap against your friend. That's how it works. As long as it's tit against tit, I don't care if it's your own tit, but as long as if anybody is clapping their tits in a room, everybody's a little bit happier than they were before. The end.
All right. What's your favorite thing about Japan?
Favorite thing about Japan? Well,
Japanese girls.
Well, it's not, now stop this. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm not telling that story. Okay, one time, I was with a girl, and she put her tongue in my butt, and I fell asleep. The end.
All right, man. Well, I'm hoping we see some boobscotch tonight. It's been good talking to you. And where are you playing next?
I don't know. Oh, tomorrow's Waterloo. There you go.
Oh, University Town.
Yeah, and the Pi Institute, man. All the scientists live in Waterloo. And they come to the show and they analyze me, but they analyze me while they're dancing and smiling.
Good luck, man. All right, man. We'll see you later tonight.